The events of that day eventually led to federal lawsuits. The demonstrators say that their rights were violated. Doctors tell me it's as simple as this. If everyone gets the vaccine, the pandemic goes away. You can just see how strong these winds are. I'm not even on the beach. I'm at Johnny Mercer's Pier in Wrightsville Beach, as you were saying, and you can just see the sand just slapping me in the face. Sometimes, especially on stormy days, the power can go out like that. And what matters to you at that point is how quickly it comes back on. Ransomware basically gives hackers access to your computer, locking up your files or taking your information until you pay someone to unlock it or release it. If I'm being completely honest, when I see this, and more of this, I'm frustrated. I'm rolling my eyes. I'm thinking to myself, why? Inside the Forsyth Medical Center, hospital staff line up against the walls and wait for one patient in particular to leave his hospital room for the last time.
It's going to be miraculous today. It's going to be amazing.
Cheers fill the hallway as nurses wheel out Kenneth Cecil, finally on his way home.
I mean, you just sit there and then you got a lot of time to think about, am I getting better? Am I going to get out of here?
Cecil was hospitalized for 108 days and lost nearly 90 pounds fighting COVID-19, 18 of those days on a ventilator.
So the stronger I got, the more hope I had of getting out of here. I never lost hope because I'm strong in the faith and I knew who had brought me this far. And then Dr. Tarter there had been behind me 1,000%. And he's pushed me. And he had an agenda to get me home as well as I had one to get home.
A lot of our loved ones who end up on a breathing machine or life support, about 70% of them don't make it. So his is a testimony of a miracle.
I'm gonna have to catch up on breath a minute.
Although he's back home in Davidson County, Cecil's recovery is far from over. The damage to parts of his body so severe, he'll need a double lung transplant.
Because I don't have great insurance, nobody will do it.
He's holding tight to his faith, praying for another door to open, to allow him to get back to the person he once was, hardworking and healthy.
And my feelings on it was if I get it, I get it, and I'll get over it and go on about my life. But I never imagined that about COVID or any virus would take over my body and destroy it the way it has.
Challenges aside, he tells me he's never been happier to finally be back home with his family. Awesome. In Winston-Salem, Alma McCarty, WFMY News 2.
He was just always the bright spot and always encouraging and telling us to hold our heads up. So we hold on to that voice.
Dawn Johnson holds tight to the memory of her son, Ross. He was only 21 when he was gunned down in late October, leaving behind a 3-year-old daughter and a fiance.
He loved the holidays. He loved family get-togethers, and we couldn't even have Thanksgiving because I could not get with my parents and the family without him there because his absence was so strong.
On October 22nd, someone shot and killed him as he sat in a car at Sneed and Benson Streets in Reedsville. It's been nearly 2 months and still no suspects.
The shooting took place in a neighborhood. We know that there are people who have information that have not come forward or have not responded.
We miss our children. We lost too many.
This week, the family also mourns the loss of their daughter. 1 year ago, 24-year-old Taylor Johnson overdosed and died after taking fentanyl-laced Xanax. Her death, also an open case for Reedsville police to find the person who gave it to her. Ross and Taylor's father, Alan, says it's hard to keep the faith.
The holidays are gonna be surreal. A lot of pleasure in getting the gifts, but a lot of sorrow because they're not there to share it with us.
This is a small community. This has been my home for 48 years, and I thought I was raising my children in a safe community.
They know they can't bring them back, but this family does hope for answers and for justice.
It's more exciting as a parent Y'all put in work. Y'all put in overtime.
At Grimsley High School in Greensboro, excitement builds as everyone eagerly awaits the final football game of the season, a state title within reach.
It's a big deal. These guys are going to the state championship, and I know they're going to win it. I have all confidence in these guys.
The love for the school, the traditions, and the team runs deep.
Everybody that's a part of Worley Nation plays a part into what it is in a big role. There's no man left out. That's the thing I love about Grimsley. Everybody, it's a big family. That's what it is.
And within that big family, there's one in particular with a special bond. 3 generations of Grimsley football.
Grimsley is still Grimsley. They come out, win or lose. Grimsley is Grimsley, and that's the part I love.
Neil Lane, known in high school as LB, played in the 70s.
Receiver and tight end.
His son, Joey Staten, played in the 90s.
My dad used to talk about his years playing, and then I got to play. And then now, watching Jaden, it's just so exciting.
The third branch in this family tree, Jaden, now plays defensive and offensive tackle.
Every time I come on this field, I think about them. I think about my dad, those times where he was on this field, and I even took my football picture like him, kneeling, straight face and all.
Over the years, they've seen big changes.
Did y'all have face masks?
Yeah, leather helmets with a face mask on it.
But as the older generations remember, one of the biggest changes, just how good this team is.
It was great when I played, even though we wasn't as good as these guys here now.
This is a new world here.
Really?
Yeah, this is new world because they win.
Sitting in the stands, reminiscing on the past, the exciting plays and the fun memories on the field.
That run right there secured the game.
All 3 are hoping for a big win in Chapel Hill.
It will be a win tomorrow.
Feeling confident that it can be done.
3, win Grimsley!
Alma McCarty, WFMY News 2. For me, things got real right here on this sidewalk, this patch of grass outside of the Greensboro Coliseum a year ago this week. We were a couple of days into the ACC tournament when our newsroom learned things were changing fast. It was March 2020, the second round of the ACC tournament underway. The UNC game, the very last to have fans. We spoke to several around that time.
I was thinking there might be a possibility to be canceled. It's been my only time to see this team and really support them, so that's why I came out.
We're just kind of grateful to be here, to be able to catch it.
We follow our team as much as we can, so I just heard the news and I'm just very disappointed.
Within a day, no fans became no more games. The ACC tournament canceled.
You realize that, hey, this thing done took an extra step. It's canceling basketball. It's almost stopping everything.
1 year later, now with a better understanding of the pandemic and vaccines rolling out daily, the men's ACC tournament is back in Tournament Town, along with the devoted fans, like Bill and Becky Faircloth, supporting Wake Forest University.
If anybody can pull it off, Greensboro can. So this is where it belongs, and this is where we're going to have it.
Even with limited attendance, Chris Williams and Ronnie Robertson couldn't miss it.
And this is ACC country.
Every year since 2007, they've attended the ACC tournament. This year, they say it's bittersweet, after losing a close friend who used to travel with them on this very trip.
It was something close to our heart, and we ended up losing our friend in May.
Just to be back in and have basketball back to some type of normalcy. We sit and think, had we not lost him, he would be here with us. Not only that, he would want us to be here because they're having it.
A reminder of better times in years past, but a hope we're slowly making our way back to them. In Greensboro, Alma McCarty, WFMY News 2.